Good morning, children. Today we will take up the chapter of aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones are two isomeric series of compounds both containing C double bond O, that is the carbonyl group. Now, because they contain carbonyl group, they are collectively known as carbonyl compounds. Aldehydes are RCOH. So this is the general formula for any aldehyde where R can be H, that is we have here formaldehyde, or this group R can be any of the alkyl or aryl group. General formula, general structure you can say for ketones is RCOR dash, where this R and R dash, they may be same or they may be different groups. R and R dash in case of ketones can be alkyl or aryl groups. If R and R dash, these two groups are same, they are known as simple ketones, and if R and R dash are different groups, they are known as mixed ketones. Students, the presence of carbonyl group in both aldehydes and ketones is responsible for the close similarity in their methods of preparation and properties. Now, let us discuss the structure of carbonyl group. In a carbonyl compound, carbon uses sp2 hybrid orbitals and oxygen uses its atomic orbitals. It means carbon in case of carbonyl compounds is sp2 hybridized carbon atom. As per molecular orbital theory, one of the sp2 orbitals of carbon overlaps with a p orbital of oxygen, forming CO sigma bond. The remaining two sp2 orbitals of carbon form sigma bonds with either 1s orbital of hydrogen, as in case of formaldehyde. You can see here, in case of formaldehyde, the carbon is forming one sigma bond with oxygen and one sigma bond with 1s orbital of one of the hydrogens and one other sigma bond with the other hydrogen atom. So here carbon is forming two sigma bonds with two hydrogen atoms, but this is the special case of formaldehyde. In other aldehydes, carbon forms one sigma bond with oxygen, second sigma bond with the hydrogen, and the third sigma bond it forms with one of the sp3 orbital of a alkyl group. Here, as you can see, it forms a third sigma bond with one of the sp3 orbital of a alkyl group. Definitely it is forming a sigma bond with the carbon atom of the alkyl group, and this is the structure of the aldehydes. In case of ketones, as you can see here, carbon is forming one sigma bond with oxygen, and the two sp3 orbitals of two alkyl groups, they form two sigma bonds with carbon. So in case of ketones, we have this sp2 hybrid carbon is utilizing its one of the sp2 hybrid orbitals by forming a sigma bond with the oxygen. It forms a sigma bond with the carbon atom of an alkyl group, another sigma bond with the carbon atom of a other alkyl or aryl groups. All the three sigma bonds in case of aldehydes as well as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or ketones 1, 2, 3. So all these sigma bonds lie in the same plane with angles of nearly 120 degrees between them. Two half-filled orbitals of 2p orbitals. These are the half-filled 2p orbitals of carbon and oxygen. So one half-filled orbital of carbon and the second half-filled orbital of the oxygen, they undergo sideways overlapping and result in the formation of a pi bond. This happens both in aldehydes as well as in ketones. So in aldehydes as well as ketones, we have 3 sigma bonds each. In all these cases, and one pi bond as shown here, which is formed by the sideways overlapping of half-filled p orbital of carbon with half-filled p orbital of oxygen. Now, after discussing the structure, let us see what are the similarities between the C double bond O and C double bond C, because both of them contain one sigma bond and one pi bond. Both are made up of one sigma and one pi bond. Both use sp2 hybrid orbitals of carbon. Both are planar in nature, and both undergoes addition reactions. That is, both C carbonyl compounds as well as olefins. Here we are talking about the similarities between a carbonyl compound and a olefin. Now let us see how a carbonyl group differs from a olefin. Carbon-carbon double bond is non-polar in nature in case of olefins, but carbon-oxygen double bond is polar in nature, as we have seen in case of carbonyl compounds. This is because in case of olefins, the bond is between two carbon atoms. The polarity of both the atoms is same, whereas in case of carbonyl compounds, the bond is between carbon atom and oxygen. Oxygen being more polar in nature, more electronegative in nature, attracts the electron pair towards itself, making this bond more polar as in comparison to the non-polar bond in case of carbon-carbon double bond of olefins. Second point of difference is the C double bond O bond length is shorter. It is 1.23 angstrom. Then C double bond C bond length, which is 1.34 angstrom. So the C double bond O bond length in case of carbonyl compounds is 1.23 angstrom, which is much shorter than the C double bond C bond length in case of olefins, which is 1.34 angstrom, much longer than that of carbonyl compounds. The third point of difference is, as we have discussed earlier, that both of them undergo addition reactions, but carbonyl compounds undergoes nucleophilic addition reactions, but olefins undergoes electrophilic addition reactions. Although both of them undergoes addition reaction, but initially the addition reactions in case of carbonyl compounds precedes by the attack by a nucleophile, so known as nucleophilic addition reactions, but the addition reactions in case of carbon-carbon double bond precedes initially by the attack of electrophile, so they are called as electrophilic addition reactions. Now, in the third topic, let us discuss the nomenclature of aldehydes. Then we will take up the nomenclature of ketones. In common system of nomenclature for aldehydes, commonly these aldehydes are named after the acids which they form on oxidation. The suffix -ic, acid, of the acid is replaced by the word aldehyde. In this example, you can see this is acetic acid. This is acetic acid, well-known acetic acid. We get acetic acid by the oxidation of compound CH3CHO, which is a aldehyde. Now, from acetic acid, simply remove IC acid by aldehyde. So, the name of this compound from where we get the acetic acid is acetaldehyde. So this is how we name commonly the aldehydes. Now let us take up the IUPAC system of nomenclature of aldehydes. In this case, the longest chain carrying the CHO group is selected. The aldehydic carbon always get number 1. The names of the individual members are derived by replacing the terminal E from the name of the corresponding alkane, alkyne or alkene by the suffix -al. For example, HCHO, there is only one carbon, it means this corresponds to alkane methane. From methane, remove E and write here Al. As you can see here, we have replaced E from methane by Al. So name of this aldehyde becomes methanol. Another example, we have here CH3, CH2, CHO. As per IUPAC system, we should number this carbon as 1, this as 2 and this as 3. So we should start numbering from 1 to 3. 1 to 3 means this corresponds to alkane propane. So replace E from propane by Al. The name of this aldehyde will be propanol. Similarly, this is a butene derivative. Now this is named as 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 1, 2, this is a derivative of 2-butene. So replace E from butene by Al. So it will be named as but-2-enol. Simply remove E from but-2-en by Al. So name of the IUPAC name of this aldehyde becomes but-2-enol. Similarly, this is a substituted aldehyde where one of the hydrogens from acetaldehyde is replaced by a phenyl group. This is named as per IUPAC system as phenyl ethanol. So I'm again repeating, its name is phenyl ethanol. Now students, let us take up the nomenclature of ketones. I hope the nomenclature of aldehydes is clear to you. If you have any problem, you can ask me. Now let us take up nomenclature of ketones. Let us take its common name first. Word ketone is added to the names of alkyl or aryl groups present in the molecule. For example, here we have a ketone. This is the carbonyl group flanked on one side by CH3 group, on other side by CH2, CH3 group. So on one side we have a methyl group, other side we have a ethyl group. So this is named as ethyl methyl ketone. Very simple to name it, ethyl methyl ketone. Now let us see how we can assign IUPAC names to the ketones. Ketones are named as alkanones. The longest chain containing the carbonyl group is selected. From the name of the hydrocarbon, the suffix E is replaced by ONE. I'm again repeating, from the name of the hydrocarbon, the suffix E is replaced by ONE, that is on. The numbering of the chain being done in such a way that the keto group gets the lowest number, because in case of aldehydes they always have terminal positions, but in case of ketones we have alkyl group or aryl group on either side of the carbonyl group. So start numbering that ketone so that the carbonyl group gets the lowest number. For example, in this case we have CH3, CO, CH2, CH3. If we start numbering from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, CO group will get 2 number. If we start numbering from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, CO group gets the number 3. So we should number it from the side from where CO group gets the minimum number. So the numbering which I have shown here is the correct one. Name of this compound becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a butane derivative. Remove E from the butane and by showing the position of the O, simply replace the E from the butane by ONE. The name of this compound is butane-2-one. Name of the second compound, another example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbered pentane derivative which contains 2 O groups, 2 carbonyl compounds. So this is known as, because it contains 2 carbonyl compounds, this will be named as a dione. Its name is pentane-2,4-dione. Another example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can call it, if you name number from this side or this side, carbonyl group gets position 3. So the name, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because here we have 5 carbons, this is a pentane derivative. So name it as pent-3-one. So name of this carbonyl compound is pent-3-one. Aromatic ketones are allowed to retain their common names. This is a exemption. Aromatic ketones, they are allowed to retain their common names. So you can name this compound as benzophenone or diphenyl ketone. Any name can be given to this compound. Another example is this one. This can be, this is a common acetophenone. You can name it as acetophenone or methylphenyl ketone. Anyways, you can name this compound. So this is all about the nomenclature of aldehydes and ketones. For any problem, you can consult me. We will take up in our next lecture the methods for the preparation of aldehydes and ketones. Thank you, girls. This is sufficient for today. Thank you.